So now we're just verifying to make sure the backend API is working. We know that it should, but we need to verify. Yeah, so it means the 200, right? Yeah. So we received 200, and let's go check the GET request. Make sure this product has been created. Yeah.
This is the GET request.
So we received. So it means our backend is working fine. Now we need to go back to the front end, and we need to actually the debug what is going on here.
Yes. Okay. So, oh, okay, I see. So we're using the Axios, right? But I didn't import Axios here. So
it's weird, right? It should give the error. Like in Java, if you try to use any of the like a library, and if you did not import it, it will just throw the error. I like
yep.
that. That's kind of hoax to me. It's really you had to figure it out yourself. Okay.
So now let's see what happens. So again,
so means anytime you use any other library, like the library is third-party code, you have to reference in your code, which is import. If you do not do this, then it will not work. Means that specific library is not going to work.
So should I hit submit?
Yes. So now let's submit it.
Okay, there we go.
Basically, so now let's verify here. Yep.
So this doesn't work yet, so there's nothing to verify here, but we can verify it. We can basically give it another name. Let's give it a name of
MacBook Pro test.
Apple AirPods.
Okay.
So then we can check it out in the Swagger. Apple AirPods, and then
We're in the get product.
And then we have
Yep.
have Apple AirPods. We have all of our products here.
So why not we go to the database now? So now we tested the front. We sent the data from the front end. We verified on the backend API. Now we are going to the database. In this case,
we can
Atlas.
MongoDB Atlas.
So now we are actually round robin all the way from beginning to the end.
So now we're going to the MongoDB Atlas. So if you do database, you go to browse collections. You go to products.
Remember, because we just created a product. You can see the Apple, the AirPod. That's the details we gave. This is a laptop and the 1200. So actually, it shows the entire the front end is working, your back end is working, and data is storing. So from the database, you normally do not get the access. You can manipulate the data on the database, which you will not be extremely like not a real scenario. But in some cases, if there is a major production issue happen, in that case, you do not have any way to fix it on the front end, or there is like a tens of thousands of data. Tens of thousands, the client got impacted. At this moment, you come to the database. Now you write the query, the complex query. You fix your code. Then you write the query against all the tens of thousand data, and then the data get fixed. So you do not normally manipulate the data in the database, but in some very the bad situation in the real production bug, you have to come into the database and manipulate the database. Okay, so now the one button is working. Now we can go back to the view products, which is the get request.
Yes.
So we have just done one, which is like our HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the backend API consumption on the same code, the product.js.
Okay, so give me 1 second. So this is basically the demo. This is basically what we're trying to mimic. So so when we create the view products, right, we're gonna go into a different page and we're gonna get a get request. We're gonna do a get request that gets all the products, and then we're basically going to.
So when you click the view products, do not click it. Go to the Swagger, and go to the API on the top. So that's the one, that's the get products. That's the API we are going to implement on that view products button. That's our goal. So that
Yes.
content, when you click the view products, all the products will be appearing. We do not need to come to the backend. We do not need to come to the Swagger. So let's do that.
Yes. So so once we get the once we make the get request, we're going to get the information of all the products. And as you can see, we are basically presenting the products in this card, like each of these product cards. So we should design the product card first, and then we can work on this page.
That's only the one button. So we need to design this HTML, CSS, which, yep.
Okay. So for the product card, yes. So on the product card, we're going to go to the components folder that we already created yesterday. I mean, like the last workshop. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new file, and we can call it product card.js. And here, we're basically going to we're going to create the boilerplate for the our component. So here we can just start off with the actual structure. So we can give it a class name of product card container, and create another div box, and give it a class name of product card. And we're basically going to give it an image tag. So when we retrieve the information of the products, we're also going to get the image URL. So we're just going to display it inside this image tag so that it gets displayed onto the screen. Okay. So once we get the URL, we're just going to pass it here, and then then the image is going to get rendered. So underneath that, we're going to create another class name. We're going to call it card container. Inside, we're going to create another div. And this is going to be the top section. And this is basically where we're going to have all the buttons. So basically, as you can see, we have the category for the product, as well as a details button. So if you click on the details button, like we have a pop-up. We're also going to be creating that, as well as there's also an edit button. When you click on the edit button, this form shows up, and you can basically edit the product as much as however you want, and then that's going to be the patch request.
Show on the Swagger how this. So we have the patch, right? Patch is
Yes.
so that's the
So
edit.
here. Yes. So when you edit the information, you hit save. The patch request gets created, and when you click on the delete button, this delete API gets called. That's basically what it is. Okay. So we're basically going to so this is where our category is going to go. So I'm just going to write a category for now, and as well as this is going to be the button for the details. I'm just going to write details, and let's give it a type of primary, and this type of this is also going to be primary. And also, so remember when we were talking about Ant Design, so these buttons are going to be imported from Ant Design, so let's just import it. So button is the modal, form, the input, the select, which is the drop down, as well as the message from Ant D. Well, let's not forget to import the Axios this time.
Remember, if you do not do the Axios, you will not be able to consume the backend API, and it will not.
And so
These details will be found on the July 29 workshop. July 22nd too.
So similar to the previous page, we're also going to create the useState hook, form data, and set form data, useState. We're going to specify the names of the variables, price, category, brand, and the stock quantity. And now let's just yeah, that's good for now. And so here, yeah, so let's just keep designing. And so we got the details here, and below that we're going to do another div. And so we're going to give it an h2 tag. So we're going to pass in the name. This is all going to make sense when we start actually putting everything together. And this is basically where the price is going to be. And we're going to create another button. This is going to the edit button. And this button is going to be the delete button. And this button is going to be also a primary. And give it a style. So this is called inline CSS. So we're just writing it within the actual element. Oops. Okay. We're going to give it a background color of red. We're going to give it a border border color of also red because, and the margin. So margin basically means we're adding some spacing on the left side. That's what's called margin left. Okay.